He is the man who cost hedge fund manager John Paulson almost $500 million. His name is Carson Block. He's the CEO of Muddy Waters Research, and it was his report alleging fraud at Sino-Forest that caused the company's stock to plunge 85% earlier this month. Carson is on the phone with our own Erik Schatzker.
Adam, thank you very much. Carson, good of you to join us here again on Bloomberg Television. First question to you, are you as certain today as you were back on June the 2nd that Sino-Forest is a fraud?
Yes. And let me say two things. Number one, it's Sino-Forest's management that participated in the fraud that has cost Paulson investors that money. Number two, yes, I'm just as certain today that the company is a fraud and that the stock is a zero as I was on the day on which we published.
Have you found anything else about Sino-Forest that supports your allegations? And if so, when are you going to make it public?
Yeah, we've been continuing to do work on it. We've been looking at it closely from an accounting perspective, and some of the company's additional disclosures, in its attempt to, I guess, defend itself against the charges of fraud. Some of those have actually been helpful, in furthering our analysis. I'm not sure to what extent we'll make this public. We certainly do intend to communicate with both PwC, which is advising the special committee, and Ernst & Young and the regulators.
I'm sorry, you're in contact with PwC and Ernst & Young?
No, we intend to contact them with the work that we're currently doing.
Are you still short the stock?
Yes.
And when you say you've taken a short position, are you talking about your money, or are you acting on behalf of anybody else?
Well, we don't comment in specifics on the revenue model, but my personal money is on the short side of this and has been, with every short call that we've made.
Carson, the question many people want to ask you is, what if you're wrong? Because you might say you've already done irreparable damage if that's the case. Standard & Poor's downgraded Sino-Forest bonds because of your research, saying that even if the company disproves your allegations, its access to capital markets is going to be forever limited.
Well, I think that's a little bit of a cop-out on S&P's part. The company, we published this almost a month ago. The company has had the microphone and platform from which to respond. And when it's opened up its mouth, the stock and the bonds have gone lower. So, rather than the company having anything, confidence-inspiring to say, it's just they've continued to spook investors. So, S&P may want to, hang this on us, but I have a feeling that's, really cover for, at least in part, their own assessment that there are significant risks that are company-specific, not related to, the market perception and Muddy Waters.
Carson, some people have criticized the approach you took with your latest short, Spreadtrum, another Chinese company. Instead of publishing detailed research, you just wrote an open letter to the chairman saying that you had some concerns about the financials and notifying him that you took a short position. Why not do your homework first?
Well, we don't. I'm getting uncomfortable, actually, with this idea that, we're ninja assassins that are, going to take the stock price down, a huge percentage within, minutes or days. And so what I'd like to do to, to protect investors is I'd like to point out the issues and start a dialogue and get people thinking about these red flags, before we come out with a report that sends the stock down 70–80%.
So you think it's really transparency here?
Yeah, look, in the worst case scenario, if Spreadtrum has fantastic answers and everything is, and everything is the way it should be, and we misinterpreted these points as red flags, but the company's transparency has improved and the stock is going to go up.
Carson, if you're not a ninja assassin, how do you think of yourself?
I think of myself as somebody protecting investors. I have a skill set, I guess, that experience that enables me to decode, fraud in the China context, and I'm out there helping investors, stay away from these things and, before they throw more money at them.
Carson, right now you're effectively a one-man show. Given the notoriety you've generated and given the business, I suspect your reports have attracted, are you planning to hire any full-time employees?
Well, I think it's a mischaracterization to state that I'm a one-man show. I mean, we do have a team, but we operate differently than a traditional research house. I mean, I've got a network of people who consult for Muddy Waters. So, at present the model works fine. I suppose if we wanted to do something different or ramp up, we would need to take on headcount. But it's really difficult to produce good quality China research in volume. It just and you see that the banks struggle with this.
Carson, great of you to join us here on Bloomberg, and I look forward to our next conversation. Carson Block of Muddy Waters Research.